Hello and welcome to this session, Movement for Mental Health. So these are some exercises that are drawn from lots of different practices, restorative yoga, free dance and my personal practice, all of which is designed to give our body and our mind a little bit of time to rest, take some space and process to give us physical and mental health, which for me are just as important as each other. So for today's session, all you really need is you, that's it. A little bit of space around you, just so you can be comfortable. We'll be doing some restorative positions, which basically means some resting, some lying. So I would suggest being fairly warm, having some socks on. This room is quite warm, so I'm fine in kind of a t-shirt. But if you want a jumper nearby, then that would be recommended. Also, not essential, but if you'd like for your comfort, I'd also recommend having a couple of cushions nearby just for comfort, and maybe a soft blanket or something like that. In terms of the floor, if you have a yoga mat, then you can use that. But it can just be carpeted, just something soft, because we might be lying on it. So if you're on a harder floor, then I would maybe get things like the cushions and blankets, just to allow yourself to be nice and comfortable. So you can pause the video, go and get those now if you need any of them. Also, if you want some water nearby, that's always good just to know to stay hydrated. In regards to music, this session will be done without music, but I personally really enjoy music, but I know that I like different music on different days. So what you can do is put on a playlist in the background. In the original document that you were sent, there's some links to some that are pre-made by me to suit this kind of session. But any music that you find relaxing, any sounds that you enjoy, do feel free to put them on in the background, and then just maybe turn the volume down so you can hear my instructions over it. Okay, with everything set, we will get ready to begin. So if you just want to find yourself in a comfortable position, so that could be lying down. For me personally, it will be lying down, but it could be sat or stood, anywhere that you feel comfortable. And this is where, if you wanted a cushion to make yourself more comfortable under your head, under the back of your knees, then do feel free to do that, because we're just going to start off with a restorative position. Through this whole session, it will mainly be guided by my voice rather than my demonstration, so just make sure you can hear me clearly. At any points that I do feel like you might need to look at me for demonstration, I will of course indicate that. So for now, you can get comfortable just listening to my voice in a nice position to start off. I'm going to start lying, resting the legs out long, making sure there's space around me, and just settling down with a nice deep breath. For some people lying down, they feel more comfortable with their feet planted and their knees up to the ceiling because of their lower back. So just notice what feels better for you. And now we're here, we're just going to settle into some nice easy breathing. Nothing too exaggerated, just releasing down. As we exhale, releasing any tension and any anxiety on an exhale, and breathing in some restfulness on the inhale. And what I'd like you to do is start by softening the face, so the jaw, the eyelids, the eyebrows, like you're melting down into the floor, letting it come up to meet you and releasing down. Now we're going to follow down to the shoulders, again releasing any tension, like a wave flowing through the body, releasing, opening the muscles, letting whatever surface you're on come up to meet those parts of your body. taking the focus down through the arms, the wrists and the hands, opening them out, melting down into the floor or the support that it's on. Taking our focus to our belly, taking a big inhale, drawing down to the belly, checking we're not holding or tensing that area. Taking our focus to our hips, our pelvis, just noticing if you're clenching anything and releasing that down into the floor or opening out. Taking our focus down to our knees, our thighs, down to our calves, and finally to our feet. Are we holding anything? Are our hips holding? Our ankles? Releasing any joints down. Scanning on an inhale, breathing in, and then breathing out, releasing, melting into the floor. And now I'd just like you to take your focus to think, what could this inhale bring for you today? Might bring rest, might bring energy, might bring just simple nourishment from breath and from oxygen. But is there something particular you feel like you could breathe into your body today? Calm, openness, and like a light pouring in as you inhale, you're going to breathe that intention into the body, and on an exhale release anything unhelpful, physical tension, stress, anxiety, worries about things outside this moment. Breathing in what feels useful and breathing out what you don't need. And if you come back to these sessions regularly, this might change day to day, and embrace that and notice that and listen to what your body and your mind needs today. And really gently, if you're lying down, lift your knees so they're to the ceiling and plant the feet on your floor if they're not all there already. So you're in what's called semi-supine. And then just tip the knees to one side and let that carry you over so you're in fetal position, lying on your side. If you are already sat or stood, we're just going to meet in standing, but not rushing, taking our time really gently. So I'd like you to slowly, really easy, make your way to a sitting position. Just noticing the gravity change, and then we're going to meet in hands and knees. So that is position with our hands out in front of us and our knees under our hips. Again, you can put anything under your knees if that isn't comfortable, or if you have any difficulties with your knees, just feel free to rest in this section or skip forwards. So So if we're staying in this section, I'd just like you to really gently lift your chest up to the ceiling and then arch your back up like you're making a bridge, and then release the belly down, reaching up and reaching down. So if anyone does any yoga, you'll recognise this, but now I'd like us to open it out into any kind of stretches that your spine and your joints need, taking your spine on a little journey, like it's a river flowing down a hill, taking it in any direction that you want today. Stretching back away from the hands, pulling forwards, wiggling the spine, all the time breathing like we're working out any kinks. Lovely. Now we're going to make our way up to standing, so you can go through any journey. I'm going to push back onto a crouching position, take a minute to rest here, just letting the blood flow down. Then bending over, relaxing halfway and rolling up nice and gently to standing. Lovely. Again, taking a minute to let the blood recenter, our gravity recenter to this new position. Taking the shoulders on a little roll and the other way. Lovely. Just checking in with how you're feeling. Now take us to take the arms by the side. Give them a little shake, a little wake up. Good. And we're going to start with a really gentle little twist. Just rocking the arms side to side. You can either keep your head forwards and let the arms rotate, or you can take the head with it and let the spine go. Feel free with all of these to make them work for you. Everybody will do these a little bit different. That's why I don't massively want to rely on demonstration. So whatever you're doing, that's right for your body, and don't worry, don't stress. Maybe make them a little bit bigger. You could bring a rock into the feet. Just feel like we're moving our body free and open. Take the arms a little bit wider. Look around the space. Feel some freedom under your arms, under the armpits. Lovely. And bring it gently back to centre. Great. You can take the arms up in front and we're going to swing them down, just dropping them down. Up in front, dropping them down. Up, all the way up to be reaching above your head. Drop them down, swinging them through. One more time, feeling like we're reaching up, and as we drop, we're releasing any tension down and through. One more time. Reaching up, gathering our energy in and dropping any tension. Lovely. And now we're going to do what is called free dance. So this is open again to any interpretation. We're going to start with a really gentle bounce and we're going to build it into some bigger movements. So for this, again, maybe take a minute. Do you want some music for this? And what kind of music do you fancy? Could be upbeat, energizing, could be slow and relaxed, could just be your favourite song that always makes you smile. Take a minute and think, what do I want today? Or you can do it open with no music, which is what I'll be doing. Lovely. So wherever you are, if you want to find your music, you can pause, find that. We're going to start with our feet a comfortable distance apart, whatever happens naturally for you. And we're going to start with a little bounce in the knees. Feel like we're releasing the belly, really relaxing. Feeling a little bit silly. We don't often do moves like this. So just embracing that. Feel like you're giving your mind and your body a bit of freedom. And just let that build. Might be with the beat of a music. might be to your own rhythm. Making it a little bit bigger, and then what kind of dancing does your body want to do today? Might be a specific move, might just be open and free. I'm gonna not talk for about 2 minutes and just let your body take you on a journey for wherever it wants to go today, whatever it needs to do. Don't stress, it's your time to enjoy. So we're going to spend 2 minutes having a free, open dance. If at this point, if halfway through you feel like you don't want to, you can just stop, listen to the sounds around you, listen to your heartbeat, whatever works. Let's go. Checking we're using all parts of our body, our back space, our 360, about halfway. "30 seconds. I'm bringing it to a really gentle close, not cutting anything off, just seeing what movement still wants to live in our body and allowing that. Letting the breath flow, don't restrict it. You might feel your heart rate, you might feel your body in places, and that's fine. That's good, it means we're connecting in with it. Lovely. So we're just going to do some work for centering now. So I'd just like you to place your hand either on your belly or your chest or your hips, somewhere that feels central for you, feels like it can ground you and make you really connected to your body and your breath. So I'm going to go for a hand on my belly, around my belly button, and a hand on my chest. And with the weight of that, I'm just going to let my breath again drop in, knowing that it's safe, open to do so. Dropping my energy to the centre. And like a tree with roots that reach down, feeling my weight push down into the ground, lifting me out through my hips, my spine, the full height of my body. If you drop your hands to the side, keeping that sense of centre and grounding. Now, like a tree growing branches, if we lift our hands round in a big circle, reaching the full extent of our wingspan, and then bring the hands back through the centre, dropping down. We're going to go again, reaching round, feeling like I'm reaching equally between each side. Now when I get to the top, feeling like I'm growing upwards, lifting through my hips, my spine, my shoulders, my fingertips. And I'm going to count down from 3, and if you just watch this moment just to make sure we keep ourselves safe, we're just going to drop the arms through and then flop to wherever you naturally fall. We want to feel like we're releasing energy. So we're dropping up. I'll count down from 3 and we'll drop through. You can either just do the arms, you can do the body all the way over. You just want to feel like you're dropping the energy. So reaching round, up. 3, 2, 1, drop. Big exhale as we do that. And now rolling up through the spine, so feel like you're growing up, like that tree trunk growing. We're going to do that one more time. Reaching up, again releasing any tension, so reaching up through the top, releasing down in 3, 2, 1. And rolling back up. Lovely. And now, in your own time, really gently, I'd like you to make your way back to a comfortable position. So that could be lying on the floor, could be staying stood, could be kneeling or sitting in a position that's comfortable for you. Making yourself comfortable. If you want to put a jumper on at this point, if you want to grab some cushions, a blanket, we're going to take these last few moments in a restorative state. So maybe you want to lie like the beginning, maybe you want to sit. You find what works for you. And wherever you are, just resting in, feeling your weight sink into whatever surface you're on, letting that breath flow down. Maybe placing a hand back on that belly or that chest, if that's useful for you. A way to ground the breath, ground the energy down through the body. And I'd like you just, if you feel comfortable and you can in your space, close your eyes or focus something on somewhere soft that's going to keep you from getting too distracted by outside ideas. We're going to connect back in with that sense of melting, of releasing tension from the beginning. Scanning through from our head, our face, just releasing any muscles that we're holding, maybe in the forehead, the jaw. Scanning down through the chest, the arms, the fingertips, the belly, the hips, knees, the calves, and the feet. Can we give any more weight to our supporting frame or supporting surface? And I'd like you to connect back in with that intention of the breath in the beginning. What did you want to breathe in today? Rest, relaxation, openness. What was your word today? Have you found that? Can you take some more time now to breathe that in? And releasing out on an exhale, a breath out, any unnecessary tension, anxiety, stress. Again, I'm going to take a minute or so just to sit with our body and our mind focused on the present, taking this time for ourselves, breathing in. Maybe a new idea has come, maybe now you need something different at the end of the session. Feel free to make this minute your own for whatever you need for your body and your mind. And gently, gently bringing a tiny bit of movement back into your body. Maybe in the fingertips, maybe in the eyebrows and eyelids, in the wrists and the belly. Just gently bringing your body back. Blinking the eyes open if they're not open already. Just looking at some things around you. Feeling familiar, feeling safe. And gently rolling to a new position, or sitting in a new position if you were sat or stood. And letting your weight shift. And then moving again to a new position. Gently, gently allowing your body the time it needs to gather back together. And we'll just finish with one final breath in and breath out to finish together. Thank you for joining me for today's session. Feel free to repeat this, listening to your body daily and seeing what it needs. I hope this can be of some use in this time, and thank you for joining me.